So the final score in this one, it is Ohio State 94, Penn State 62. What a game it was for Ohio State in this one. This was a matchup where coming into it, I said trap game, trap game, trap game. This could not be more of a trap game for Ohio State. I was nervous. I wasn't quite, I would go as far to say I was petrified, but I had my concerns about this game between Ohio State and Penn State. And then I thought about it a little bit more, and I had a lot of time to think about this game, actually, because I caught a nice flat tire, Indiana state line into Ohio. You know what? Taxes are lower in Indiana, and I can appreciate that about Indiana, but the roads suck, and we need to do better. So I had some time to think, just to sit there and think about what I've done, think about what Ohio State may do against Penn State. And as I thought more and more about this trap game scenario, I talked myself off the ledge fully. And then I sent a video. It wasn't any kind of insider subscriber type of content, really, but I sent it in the chat just to say, hey, I don't feel that bad about this game. I think Ohio State's going to be just fine. I don't think this is a trap game. And the reason I got there was because as you looked at Ohio State playing Penn State, it's easy to look ahead to senior day, to Bruce potentially breaking Ohio State's all-time scoring record against Indiana on senior day. A win probably gets you into the NCAA tournament. All of those things apply, but none of it matters if you don't take care of Penn State. It's hard to go into a game against Penn State, and I get it. It is a road game, and that feels more trappy. I feel like road games are less trappy. That's just me. But I understand why people would say it's a trap game because it's a road game. It's a bad team that you're playing in Penn State. And it was a letdown spot for Penn State. It was a letdown spot for Ohio State. But all in all, I got more and more confident about Ohio State winning this game because you needed to win this game in order for Indiana to mean as much as you want it to and as much as it should. This isn't like game 160 in the MLB and the Tampa Bay Rays are a half game out or a game out of a wild card spot. They lose a game. You lose, you just got to win game 161 and game 162 and have a fighter's chance getting the playoffs. That's not how it works in college basketball. That's not how it works, especially on the bubble, because the Penn State game does not mean as much as the Indiana game because the Penn State game is a quad 2 game. Now, Indiana, it's going to be a quad 2 game as well, but it means more because Indiana is a much better team. So a win over Indiana not only looks better on the resume than a Penn State win, but it's huge because of the bubble implications into Indiana if they lose. So all that said, as the day went on, I said, man, I wish my tire would get replaced already. Why am I walking around in the Eaton Walmart for an hour waiting for my tire to get replaced? I wish I was home. And I was thinking, I think Ohio State wins this game, and I think it wins it comfortably. And I said that, and my score was 84-69. Ohio State would win the game. They far exceeded even those numbers as well. What's that? About a 10 plus 7? That's a 17-point swing. Even my comfortable estimation. So this did not end up being a trap game for Ohio State. It ended up being a blowout win for the Buckeyes. So how on earth did they get there? Well, it started with an onslaught in the first half. And what it really started with was Penn State's offense looking like this makes high school JV teams look bad, but they look like a high school JV team. And I think some junior high teams, they may have taken Penn State to the brink there with the way that Penn State played in the first 10 minutes offensively in the first half of this game. They start in the first 10 minutes, 2 of 11 from the field, 2 turnovers. They score 9 total points, which, folks, you don't got to be a math major to know this. If you score 9 points in the first 10 minutes of a game, you are on pace to score 36 points across the entire game. So Penn State was absolutely horrible offensively. 57% from the free throw line did not help. They made 1 3 in the first 10 minutes. They would go 7 minutes without scoring, 12 minutes without a field goal. They finished the first half 4 of 22 from the field, did the Nittany Lions. And then you just look at the entire game. I don't know. Ohio State shot 67% from the field. Does that sound pretty good to you? It sounds pretty good to me. Not only did they shoot 67% from the field, they made 16 of 23 attempts from behind the free throw line. No. Behind the arc, 16 to 23 for the Buckeyes. John Mobley Jr. was insane. We'll talk about him here in a second. Colin White makes a three off the bench. Gabe Cupps 0 for 1. Christoph Tilley made his only attempt from three as well. It was raining. I told you it was raining. We've got like a flood. What? Someone explain to me the difference between a flood watch and an aerial flood advisory. Someone explain that to me. National Weather Service, I need answers. So Ohio State was incredibly hot offensively. Penn State was not. 17 to 44 from the field, 38%. That's not good. Those numbers lifted up a bunch in the second half because they shot 59% from the field in the second half. Penn State would go on to score 41 points in the second half. That's pretty dang good. So it was a complete offensive performance from Ohio State in this one. Defensively, second half, not great. But regardless, Ohio State, I mean, they outshot Penn State. They did a much better job, too, of consistently scoring, which is what they did against Purdue as well in that win. So overall, this was a game where Penn State couldn't get anything going offensively, and Ohio State got it going offensively. This was also a game where it went from really ugly, by the way, in the first 5 minutes or so, to just like the snap of our fingers, it's a blowout. We went, let's go here, scoring. I would like to go to period 1, please, and thank you. So Ohio State led this. Well, they were trailing 8-7 with 15:32 left. And then with 11 minutes left to go in the first half, it was 15-9. And then all of a sudden, 4 minutes later, it's 23-9 Ohio State. And then at the point where it was 33-13, or 33-11, I should say, John Mobley Jr. hits a three. Mike Rhodes said, "That's enough. I'm all done here. I'm taking a timeout." And I might not be able to fix things, but I'm at least going to be able to stop watching what I've watched for 60 seconds. All right, we'll get 60 seconds of not watching Ohio State score on us. I don't know. Maybe that was the point of the timeout. I don't know. But hey, look, far be it from me to criticize the coach. All right, Jake Diebler just went through the same thing against Iowa, so that did happen. It was ugly, and then it was blowout. And there was no in between in this game. It was just ugly offense on both sides, and then Ohio State decided, we'll put that square or put that sphere. Is that what a basketball is? It's a sphere, right? Put that sphere through a rim and a circle, and we'll call it a day. And we'll do it pretty consistently, and that'll be that. So that's essentially what happened in this game. I mean, there's not much to recap. Ohio State shot way better from the field. They shot way better from the three-point line. If you want to look at rebounding, by the way, is this right? Ohio State out-rebounded Penn State 34-14? I feel like I need another source for this. This is the official feed that is given to quote-unquote media members. What do you want to call me? I don't know. 34-14. Ohio State out-rebounds Penn State in this one. So that had a little something to do with winning the game. Penn State scored 0 second chance points. They scored 16 paint points while making 8 3-pointers. That's not going to do it. On the flip side, Ohio State scored 36. How do you score 36 paint points and still make 16 threes? I guess that's how you score 94 points in a game. But Ohio State dominates from start to finish in this game. I said trap game. Shut up. Don't listen to me. Actually, listen to me at the point where I came to the conclusion it's not a trap game. We had some very key contributors in this game as well. John Mobley Jr., he's the first one we got to talk about here. 28 points in this contest, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, shoots 9-12 from the field, and 8 of 9 from the three-point line. You couldn't have gone 9 for 9, Junie. You couldn't have reached 10 for 10 in this game. Is that too much to ask for? John Mobley Jr., since January 17th, that would be the UCLA game, where his good play really started, essentially, I would say. He's averaging 18.7 points per game, including 6 games scoring 20 points or more. Of course, the USC game is thrown in there as well, so there is that. This is his second time scoring 28 throughout this stretch. The first time he did it was that January 17th game against UCLA. By the way, post-injury, this is a problem. It shouldn't be this way, right? He's shooting 67% from the three-point line since he hurt his finger and came back. 18-27 from the three-point line is John Mobley Jr. Went back and looked. I said, man, it feels like he's shooting really well. He feels like he's shooting better than he should be. He is. He played some defense tonight as well. A couple of steals for John Mobley Jr. in this game. Got out in the passing lane, almost dunked it. That's his first almost dunk of the season, maybe his first almost dunk of his career at Ohio State. For the past couple of weeks, too, I've been thinking about John Mobley Jr. and saying, man, that guy needs a dunk. It'd be nice if he could dunk it. He had his chance in this one. Junie, you got to dunk it, man. Come on. I'm joking. I'm joking, obviously. John Mobley Jr., incredible in this game. Look, pay the man whatever he needs. I don't care what it is. I don't care the number. Quite frankly, I really don't care because I'm not signing the checks. And for that reason, you could give him $10 million. It doesn't matter to me whatsoever. As long as John Mobley Jr. is a Buckeye next year. This is a player who is electric offensively. He's got limitless range. He can volume shoot his way to 25 points. He doesn't need the free throw line to get there. He doesn't need a bunch of shots to get there. He'll just go 6 of 9 from deep, 7 of 10, 4 of 8, whatever. It's what I do because I'm John Mobley Jr. Hey, this guy needs to be a Buckeye next year. And if he continues to play this well this year, him, Bruce Thornton in that backcourt, we've talked about it. We've talked about how good this Ohio State team can be. John Mobley Jr. was fantastic in this game for the Buckeyes. I don't think you can, I don't know what else I can say. It's such an incredible performance from John Mobley Jr. from Ohio State in this game. That's just like, you talk about it, but they were so good. There's nothing to critique. It's hard to even find plays where you're like, oh, this was a turning point in the game. They won by Stats and Info tells me, is that 32? I think it's 32. That's a lot of them. So John Mobley Jr. was big in this game. Bruce Thornton was pretty big in this game as well. You could say 18 points in this one. He continues to chase the all-time record at Ohio State for most points in a career for the Buckeyes. 5 assists, 4 rebounds in this game, 7 of 8 from the field. Pretty chill night from Bruce Thornton. 2 of 2 from the three-point line. He's now 12 points away from breaking Ohio State's all-time scoring record. He has the chance to do it against Indiana. Now, my preference was get Bruce to 22 in this game. I don't care if he's just chucking it. I don't care if he's hucking away toward the end of this game. Get those shots up and get to 22 so that you need single-digit points to break the record against Indiana. So it's not on your mind. Not that 12 is a lot, but I would rather it be 7 or 8 than 12 because – I mean, how many times has Bruce Thornton scored less than 12 this year? This has nothing to do with the game recap, but here we are. And I'm freaking tired, man. So not that you give a crap about that. You couldn't care less about how much energy I have, could you? I know that, and that's okay. So the least amount of points Bruce Thornton has scored this year is 9. That was against Penn State the first time. 10 against Iowa, 10 against Michigan, 11 against Western Michigan, and 12 against Oregon. That's the only times this year he's scored 12 or less. And he just needs 12. So it's happened 4 times this year. So good feeling Bruce Thornton's going to get the job done against Indiana. I certainly hope so. He gets that on his bobblehead night. But regardless, I'd like it to be a couple less points. That's fine. I also said on the preview show on Bruce Thornton and on Ohio State as a whole, can you just spank Penn State? Can you hand it to them? Just give them the business and noogie them into submission. I think Ohio State did in this game. And the reason I was asking for this was because you'd like to show that you're in a different tier than USC and Iowa and UCLA. And I think you need more games to prove that. I think that's certainly the case. But it's a step because Ohio State hasn't had a lot of blowout wins this year other than now 3 of their last 5 wins have been blowouts. 1 of those other 5 came against Purdue. So right now, Ohio State is kind of on fire when they're winning. They're blowing teams out against Wisconsin, against Maryland, and now against Penn State. Now I get it, Maryland, Penn State, bottom of the Big Ten, but wanted the blowout for that reason. Also wanted the blowout because Bruce Thornton can stop playing more than 36 minutes in a game. In this one, I said in the preview show, get him from 38 minutes to like 36 minutes if that's possible. He only played 32. Is that right? Let's go back. Where's Bruce? Yeah, Bruce played 32 minutes. Why is there a ladybug on my lamp? Bruce played 32 minutes in this game. Again, 7 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line. Bruce Thornton, very, very good in this game. Those minutes go down a little bit. He got banged up a few times in this game. Hard-ish foul, a little hip check action here and there as well. Relax, Penn State. Need I remind you, you're 3 and 16 in Big Ten play now. Relax. Let Bruce cook. Great game out of Bruce Thornton. And then Amari Bynum is another player I would like to speak on here. If I may, 14 points, 5 assists. 5 assists? Yeah, he didn't have 5 assists. The graphic on YouTube says 5 assists. That's just completely wrong. He had 0 assists in this game. I don't know, man. It's where we're at this point with the YouTube, I guess. He did have 6 rebounds, so that is true. He was 6 of 7 from the field. That is true. And he was 1 of 2 from the three-point line. That is true. Amari Bynum continues to show freshman moments, but then it's how do you create momentum? It's just one moment after another. It's one step back, 2 steps forward. One step back, 2 steps forward. Like some kind of dance? Probably. That's what Amari Bynum is doing right now. He continues to find himself in positions where he can hammer home dunks. We know that he's good at that. We know that he can finish at the rim. We know he's super powerful at the rim as well. He's a fun player to watch. This offense is playing really, really well, and is playing really, really well in large part, I think, because of what Amari Bynum is bringing in the front court. Now, Ohio State hopes to get Brandon Knoll back, and you've got Tayson Chapman coming off the bench. But, man, when you have that front court presence that Amari Bynum is and the motor that he plays with, how many offensive rebounds did he have in this game? Amari Bynum had 6 rebounds in this game, 2 offensive rebounds in this game. One of those offensive rebound leads to a powerful dunk. Amari Bynum continues to play really, really good basketball for Ohio State. That's how the Buckeyes win this game. It's John Mobley Jr., it's Amari Bynum, it's Bruce Thornton. I don't even mention Kristaps Tilley, who scored 10 points in this game. He makes a 3. Devin Royal scores 14 points, 5-11 from the field, so not the most efficient night for him. Got to the free throw line a little bit. 9 rebounds as well. That helped out a bunch. Tayson Chapman was pretty good off the bench. I thought Gabe Cupps, look, I guess we can talk about Gabe Cupps. 17 minutes and 0 points. Yes, he's gone viral thanks to DraftKings and other mouthpieces of Ohio State, apparently. Although I don't know why you would tell... Gabe Cupps, 17 minutes, 0 points. Against this Penn State defense? Against this Penn State defense that just allowed 94 points and was, the third worst team in effective field goal percentage so far this season? Gabe, come on, man. Come on. I get that it's March 5th at this point. We got to find some buckets. Sometimes we just got to go shot hunting, man. I don't know. Maybe that's what it takes. But then maybe airball a 3. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for Gabe Cupps, but 17 minutes and 1 foul and 3 rebounds and 3 assists. I did think that he gave some good minutes half when he came in defensively. So there's that.